Hey everybody, Sister Fantastic here with Zoe, my little Zozo. She wanted to sit in my lap for a minute, so she's excited to see y'all today. Say hi to everybody. Yeah, say hi to everybody. So anyway, she's a good little dog, and I love her so much. She's so precious. We've had her for about 2 years. We adopted her from the animal shelter, and she had been previously abandoned twice, and my heart just went out to her. And she had just arrived at the animal shelter that morning when I went, and I picked her up, and I was looking at another dog also, a little beagle, and anyway, his name was Marvin. He was really hyper, and I thought, well, that's just a little bit too much for me. I'm kind of a lap dog kind of a person. And as soon as I put her back in her cage to take a look at him, she just whimpered out for me, and I could just tell she liked me. And she was scared too, you know, because she didn't know what was going on and everything. And, you know, they don't like to be in cages and what have you. So I went back to her after petting him for a minute, and I held on to her, and I walked around with her in my arms just like I am holding her today. And she was just shaking. She was so nervous. But I could tell that she liked me. And we just fell in love. We just bonded. And she's the most awesome little dog. She weighs about 7 pounds, and she's been spayed. We had her spayed about a week or so after we got her, and she was about 7 years old then, so she's 9 now. And you could tell she's had several litters of puppies, and I guess the people that had her before used her to reproduce. And she's full-blooded, but she didn't come with any papers, of course, because she had been abandoned. The people that originally owned her, now this is what I was told from the animal shelter, the people that originally owned her, they got in trouble with the law, and they were arrested, and there were several dogs that they had in the house, and they were all in a cage together, and so they, when they got in trouble and went to jail, the dogs were left in the apartment for several days without any care. They weren't walked, they weren't fed, they weren't watered, and of course they had to eliminate and everything, and it was just a mess when they were finally found and everything. And so anyhow, they brought her to the animal shelter, and she was adopted. They cleaned them up and got them all cared for and up to date with their shots and everything. And she was adopted, and it was an elderly gentleman who just wanted to turn her out into the yard to go potty without putting her on a leash and walking her. And so what happened is that she would follow the scents, the smells of other dogs, and she would kind of go down. She would drift like to the next house over and to the next house over after that, and she would just kind of roam. And he called her a runner, a runner, and he didn't like that. He wanted her to stay close by and just do her business and come back in the house, and without him having to walk her. And so what happened is he didn't like that, and so he brought her back to the animal shelter, and she was abandoned again. Bless her heart. And I just felt so bad for her. And anyway, she's had 2 other names. The first name that she had was Maggie, was Tink. No, it was Tink. Her first name was Tink, and then her second name was Maggie. And I didn't really care for either one of those names, and so I thought about it really hard for a couple of days, and I got online and did a little bit of research and everything. And so anyhow, we decided to name her Zoe, which means chosen by God. And so anyhow, it's from the Greek derivative. And I just loved it. I just thought, well, she was chosen by God because, God put it in my heart to go there that day. I've never been a dog person. I've always loved cats. And, we just wanted to go and check on a dog that day. And it was kind of like on a whim, really. But I fell in love with her, and she is just the best little lap dog. So loyal, so protective, and even though she's small, she thinks she's a Great Dane. If there's anybody on the, that comes nearby, or that, is knocking on the door or comes in the house even, you know, she just barks and barks, and she's just real protective of me. You know, if you come and stand over me, you know, she feels kind of threatened, and she wants to just, you know, come and just protect me. And so she's just sleeps with me, you know, and my husband, and she's just a love bug, you know. And I mean, she would rather be in my arms than she would to eat. And that's the truth. This poor little dog, we have to sit her down and, you know, refuse to pick her up before she will go over to her food and her water and stuff. And what she'll do is she'll wait until it's time to be walked, and then, you know, she'll eat and drink around her walking schedule, just so that she doesn't have to, you know, be set down or, anyway, she's just funny. She's a funny little dog. And she doesn't really eat much during the day, you know, but at night she kind of holds out, you know, see if she can get any table scraps, and then if she can't, then she'll eat her food. So anyhow, she gained quite a bit of weight there for a while, and because we fed her too much food and from the table and stuff, and she was just miserable. I could tell just by the way she was laying on her side, and her little tummy was getting so big and everything. And I decided that I was gonna, you know, kind of like put her on a diet. Not really a diet, but I was just gonna cut out the table scraps. And you know, we watch her portion sizes, you know, on her dog food and everything. And so anyhow, I allow her a cheat day, one cheat day a week, from sundown Friday night to sundown Saturday night, you know, is a cheat day. And so whatever we're eating, you know, we give her about 5 bites, you know, of meat or whatever it is that we're having from the table. That you know, she likes carrots pretty good, and she'll eat a green bean, and she, you know, she likes French fries pretty good, and she likes popcorn. And she, you know, I'll give her a bone, or I'll give her a few bites of, you know, the beef or this pork steak or whatever we're having, and she'll gobble that stuff right up. And then after the cheat day's over with, that's it. You know, I just don't give her any more scraps, or any more bites from the table. And so I don't think she really understands why sometimes we do and sometimes we don't, but she's happy that we do sometimes and stuff. And so anyhow, she's got, yeah, I'm talking about you. Yes, I am. Oh, see, she gives me kisses. Dog kisses. And she loves to be, you know, shown affection and petted and talked to real sweet. And she's just, she's cooperative with her bath and her nail trimming. She's low maintenance. She doesn't shed much. And I'll tell you, if you're looking for a pet, a Chihuahua is a really great pet to have. And they just fall in love with the family. And, you know, they learn your routine. And they just, you know, adapt very, very well. Very, very well. She doesn't have accidents in the floor, you know. And she waits, and we take her outside. And then when she comes back in, I give her a Purina begging strip. They have the littles for the smaller dogs. And I'll give her one of those when she goes out to potty and she comes back in. And I talk to her, and I ask her if she pee-peed or if she poo-pooed. And she just wags her tail, and she just is so excited for me to give her that positive reinforcement. And she'll just kind of, you know, just kind of, you can tell just by the way she breathes when she snaps onto it, and that she's excited to get it. And then what she does is she'll take her little treat, and she'll come over here. I've got a blanket laying in the floor here beside my makeup chair, and it's got some toys on it and stuff, and it's kind of like a pallet, a makeshift bed, if you will. And she'll come over here in that little spot, and she'll lay down, and she'll have her treat. And it's kind of like, I'm going to take this to my happy place, you know. It's just adorable. Just adorable. And so anyhow, she likes to lay on her side and let me rub her belly. And she likes to have her shoulders rubbed. And she likes for me to pet her, you know, right here around the sides of her face and her ear, you know, where that fur is really super soft. As long as I do it real gentle, you know. And so anyhow, she's a blessing. She's a blessing in my life. She keeps me company during the day when my husband's not home. And we have some good times together, don't we? Yes, we do. So anyway, I just wanted to come on here and share with you about my little dog today. She's a blessing in my life, and we love her, and she loves us. And I'm just glad she has a forever home now where she's cared for, and she don't have to worry about her being abandoned anymore, and she doesn't have to be worried about being used, to make more puppies to be sold and have her babies snatched away. So anyway, all of her little stuffed animals down here are her babies, and she's so cute. She'll get one and play and shake it around, and then when she gets tired, she'll lay down and take a little nap, and she'll hug onto one of them or put her chin down on top of one of them, and it's like she's sleeping with her babies. It's so sweet. I just love my Zozo. Yes, I do. I just love my girl. Well, anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye.